Do they ask about their mother?
Every once in a while. It's not very often that they even speak of her.
They were unable to get the child to spend time with dad.
If they don't serve him, he doesn't have to pay. So he's deliberately been like dodging the persons to serve him.
Record this matter is before the court for review of a defendant father's parenting time. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Present is Attorney Lee Rorka, representing plaintiff mother Corey Jansen. Ms. Jansen is present. In addition, plaintiff father Taylor Kloster is also present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Please, the parties have conferred this morning with Ms. Patrick from the front of the court. The court has received the following recommendation. Recommendation is that plaintiff father will only communicate with defendant mother regarding the minor child and using app close. You need to install app close on your phone. All communication between the parents will be by app close only regarding the minor child. And further, that it's recommended that father's parenting time be reserved until he completes a psychological evaluation. Court notes that it previously ordered parenting time with family counseling shelter services and phone calls on Tuesdays at 5:30. Has there been a change, Ms. Rorka?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kloster's parenting time was suspended by family counseling and shelter services for the second time after it was suspended initially in May of 2024. Then it was reinstated by the court and resumed again on August 29th. And after 2 sessions, he was suspended by family counseling and shelter services again on September 12th. They recommended that he complete 8 to 12 sessions of individual counseling and or a psychological evaluation before they would allow him to resume supervised parenting time at family counseling and shelter services.
All right. So you're asking the court to adopt the recommendation, Ms. Rorka, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
All right, then Mr. Kloster, do you understand the recommendation?
Yes, sir.
Again, obviously, I don't know all the particulars of your situation with that agency, but obviously, there's obviously an issue that is of legitimate concern. They don't just terminate these supervised parenting time sessions. So what you need to do is reach out to community mental health and make an appointment for a psychological evaluation. Submit that to the court to request a parenting time. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to add this morning?
Um,
Do you have any questions?
no.
Right. Ms. Patrick, could you kindly just add to this recommendation just for the courts of the future information that Family Counseling Child Services, FCSS, has terminated
Yes, Your Honor.
father's parenting time, so at least I know in the future why we're going backwards.
Yes.
The court can't force them to supervise your parenting time, Mr. Kloster. So it sounds like what they will do is, I guess, do the psychological evaluation, present it to that agency, and see whether they will reinstate it.
Sounds good.
Understood?
Yeah.
Is there any purpose for a review hearing in this matter? The court's reluctant to start review hearing. Mr. Taylor can always petition the court, correct, Ms. Patrick?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right. So Mr. Taylor, again, the court suggests contact community mental health, make an appointment, get that psychological evaluation. If things look positive, go to family counseling and child services, then contact in front of the court and file a petition with this court asking for reinstatement of parenting time.
Okay. And Monroe, what was the place again? Monroe
County Community Mental Health. They're on Raisinville Road.
Okay.
Up by the community college. Ms. Work, what about phone calls? Are we going to continue the phone calls or not? Is that an issue?
Your Honor, that has been an issue. Family Counseling and Shelter Services had recommended that communication between Mr. Kloster and the minor child be solely through supervised visitation or in another therapeutic setting. Mr. Kloster continues to make comments regarding the case and comments that are not appropriate for the child. It's been an ongoing issue. It was our concern when the court ordered the phone calls initially. So we would request that the court follow the recommendation of Family Counseling and Shelter Services that any communication between him and the minor child be in supervised or therapeutic settings.
Thank you, Ms. Worka. Unless there's anything further, Mr. Kloster, the court is inclined to adopt this recommendation that any communication you have with mom shall be at close and it should be appropriate communication. You may want to ask how the child's doing, but you do not, being at app close, any communication will be preserved. So the court will know if you're making inappropriate, threatening comments, statements to mom. So please be very careful what you say and communicate with mom, but any communication shall be by app close only, and your parenting time is reserved until you complete that psychological evaluation and petition the court. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. The court will adopt the recommendation. Ms. Patrick, you just add additional sentence in there. That would be greatly appreciated. And now we'll conclude this hearing. Everyone can zoom out. A copy will be mailed out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For the record, this matter is before the court for the purpose of reviewing plaintiff father's parenting time. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. This is Tiffany Budell present on audio.
Yes, I am here, Your Honor.
Good morning. Is Robert Moss present on audio? It appears that he is not. Ms. Budell, have you had any recent contact with Mr. Moss?
Yes, Your Honor. On September 17th, I invited him to Chuck E. Cheese to see Shiloh on her birthday, to have some one-on-one time with her.
Did he attend?
Pardon?
Did he attend the birthday party?
Yes, it wasn't a party. I just, just her and him, yes, he did. And then on September 24th, he wrote me a long message requesting to withdraw his rights and would I object. And then on September 29th, he wrote me another long message stating that he was going to file a motion to withdraw his rights. And then nothing since, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What does he mean by a motion to withdraw his rights?
Correct, like withdraw his parental rights.
Okay. Well, he has rights and he has obligations as well. Is Mr. Moss still exercising supervised parenting time with Shiloh?
No, Your Honor. The supervised, the lady that was supervising terminated it, and she wrote a long letter, I guess, to the court explaining how I was very helpful and trying to get Shiloh to interact with her dad. But he wasn't focused on that. He was more so focused on downing me to her.
Okay. Right.
There should be a letter in the file, Your Honor.
There is no such letter in the file. Mr. Walker, has your office received communication? Have they terminated their supervision of the plaintiff father's rights?
Yes.
Supervised parenting time?
Supervised parenting. Yes, Your Honor. We did receive a letter from Family Counseling and Shelter Services. Looks like it was received yesterday that did state that they were unable to continue with services for this case. Not because of either party doing anything wrong, but because the child would not cooperate and was unable. They were unable to get the child to spend time with dad.
This is a 1-year-old, pretty young child.
Yes, sir.
So there was not terminated because of father's failure to attend. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's odd. I was wondering if this recommendation, this order should reference that, but again, it's nothing certainly attributed to the conduct of the plaintiff father.
To be honest, my recommendation is mostly because father didn't appear today. Okay. And I don't know, without his input, I'm not sure where to go next as far as trying to get parenting time with him.
Certainly. Well, it's unfortunate Mr. Moss did not appear this morning. Thank you, Mr. Walker.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
This matter was scheduled for the record at 8:30. It's now 9:05. Mr. Moss has failed to appear. He was present on August 21st when this review hearing was scheduled. He's not appeared. So at this time, the court will enter an order suspending plaintiff father's parenting time until further order of the court. So Ms. Budell, obviously Shiloh needs a father in her life. It's wonderful that the court applauds you for encouraging that, inviting him to the birthday party. To the extent that you can still reach out to Mr. Moss and encourage that, that would be in the best interest of your child Shiloh. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
But at this point in time, you'll have to petition the court for parenting time unless, of course, you permit it and allow it to be, and then maybe under supervision per your requirements. All right, that will conclude this hearing, Ms. Budell. You'll get a copy of this order. You can zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
This matter is before the court on the plaintiff mother's objection to a child support recommendation. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Both parties are present. Mr. Morton and Messia.
Yes.
The two of you have conferred with the front of the court. The front of the court's recommending that child support recommendation be adopted and confirmed. You understand that, Messia?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have any objection to the court adopting that recommendation?
correct.
Do you have any objection to the court adopting that recommendation?
Oh, no.
All right, Mr. Morton, do you understand the recommendation?
Oh, I'm not really sure, no.
Well, there's a child support recommendation out there that you pay child support in the amount of $116 per month.
Yes.
Ms. Sia is objecting to that, claiming that circumstances have changed for both parties. I don't know what those circumstances are, but the two of you have conferred with the front of the court. The front of the court's recommending that order continue, and that the $116 a month. Any questions, sir?
Yes, I have a question. We have another child. Is she going to be added on here or no?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
We have another child that's not on this case, and she's a year younger. Is she going to be added on here or no? Because the last time she wasn't added.
I can't answer that question, Mr. Morton. Did you ask Ms. LaPrade this morning for the front of the court?
Your Honor, that was
No.
not brought up in the breakout room at all.
I actually know the answer to that question. I mean, because I'm the mother. So I tried to get her added, but because at the time, the oldest child, I was staying in Monroe County. So that's why this case is with Monroe. But now that I'm back in Detroit for the youngest, they told me that I have to go through Wayne County. And they have been trying to serve him. And he told me out of his mouth that he, if they don't serve him, he doesn't have to pay. So he's deliberately been like dodging the persons to serve him.
Actually, last year.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Morton? This order here in Monroe County only references Kalani.
Yep.
Yeah, and last year I asked them to add Kalia to this case, and she actually refused.
I did not. They told us that because this is the
Okay.
different county, we both live in different counties, that she cannot be added. That's out of my control. Even if I wanted to say yes or no. We're in a
The
different county.
last guy he asked would she like to add Kalia onto the case, and she said, and it was all on Zoom, and I'm sure it's recorded.
I'm sure it is.
Your Honor, Mom
Ms.
is
LaPrade,
correct.
any thoughts?
If she's residing in Wayne County now, we cannot open a case in Monroe and we cannot just add a child. The separate case has to be opened. If she was still in Monroe, we would consolidate the two, so we would only have one. But because of the fact that she is in Wayne, if she tries to open the case, it has to go through Wayne County.
All right. Does that answer your question, Mr. Morton?
Yes.
All right. All right. The court will adopt the recommendation, the child support recommendation in this case for Kalani, $116 a month, effective August 1st, is adopted and confirmed. You'll both email a copy of this. Now concludes here, and you can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Your Honor, there will be a uniform child support order coming into your queue as well.
Thank you, Mr. Brad.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Court would encourage you to start communicating for the best interest of your children. Life will be a lot easier for both of you. All right. You can both, good luck to both of you. You can both zoom out. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for entry of a default judgment of custody. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Present is Attorney Millicent Malhado, representing the plaintiff, Matthew Pagan. Good afternoon, Ms. Malhado.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Is Kimberly Tackett present on audio? It appears that she is not. Ms. Malhado, court file does not contain a notice of hearing.
Your Honor, I did submit a proof of service and a notice of hearing along with the precipice. I mailed it to the court, and the clerk's office did indicate that it received it on the Register of Actions.
Okay, it's not yet in the court file, so let's, oh, I've just been handed it. Where'd this come from?
It was on base.
Okay, it's on base.
Yes.
It was filed, yes, with the clerk October 11th, Friday of last week. Yes, the court is now in receipt of a notice of hearing. Send down there somewhere, Andrea. Stamped in October 11th, 2:00. And attached to the notice of hearing is a proof of service. A copy of the notice of hearing was served upon defendant's legal guardian, one Shannon Knierim. That was mailed on October 3rd. Was that mailing returned for being undeliverable, Ms. Mojado?
No, Your Honor, it was not returned.
Have you had any recent contact with Ms. Knierim?
We had a hearing before the front of the court referee. She was present at that hearing, Your Honor.
When was that? Recent?
That was recent. That was September 25th, Mr. Pagan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, September 25th, yes.
And that had to do with what, child support?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. As that was in the Monroe County front of the court, correct?
Correct.
All right, and child support was abated, correct, at that time?
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Pagan's child support was abated.
Right. Mr. Pagan, have you had any recent contact with Ms. Knierim?
No, sir.
Okay.
And for the record,
Ms.
Your Honor, I would
Tackett's-
just like to note that there is a open juvenile court case, and she has not participated in that case, as well as the respondent mother. And the petitioner has indicated to the court on the record that it will be filing a petition to terminate her parental rights for her other children that are not with Mr. Pagan.
Okay, and Ms. Tackett was declared to be legally incapacitated by what I believe the Wayne County Circuit Court or Wayne County Probate Court, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that has not been modified?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. This is in our docket for 1:15, but your notice of hearing says 1:30. So I'm going to give Ms. Knierim another 5 minutes or so to see whether she appears. I just happen to notice the notice of hearing does say 1:30, but our docket says 1:15. Record does appear. The service of the summons complaint was served upon Ms. Knierim in Humboldt, Texas, back in March. If the court recalls, Ms. Knierim did appear at the initial hearing. Is that correct? Back on May 23rd, 2024?
Yes, Your Honor. She was here
Yes.
at the pretrial. Yes.
At that time, court entered order granting plaintiff father Matthew Pagan sole legal physical custody of minor children. Fault was entered by the clerk of this court. An entry of the proposed default judgment is appropriate. Copy of the proposed default judgment is in the court file. In reiterating that plaintiff is awarded sole legal physical custody of the 2 10-year-old children. Mother's parenting time is reserved. Support is abated. It's incorporated in a uniform child support order entered back on July 22nd, 2024. The order contains other required provisions, Hague Convention, residence of children. Mr. Pagan, how are the children doing in school and everything?
They're doing wonderful. They're in school full time. They're doing really good.
Do they ask about their mother?
Every once in a while. It's not very often that they even speak of her.
And where does Miss Tackett currently? Is she in a nursing home?
Your Honor, at the last juvenile court hearing, from my understanding, her whereabouts are unknown,
Okay.
even to her legal guardian at this time. The last time we checked, she was in Grand Rapids at a hospital.
Okay. Of course, this matter was transferred from from Lake County, Michigan, when the children moved to Monroe County to live with their father, Mr. Pagan. But the court sees no reason in waiting any longer this morning. Appears to be about 11:38. I'm sorry, 1:38. I need to read the clock at an angle here. Ms. Tackett failed to appear. The court will in fact hear the proposed default judgment for child custody, parenting time, and child support. Ms. Mojado, will you submit that original to the court clerk?
Yes, Your Honor. How would the court like me to do that?
Please. There is a copy in the court file, but that's part of the court file, so you need to send another one, please.
Okay. Should I send it to your clerk, Miss Lynn, or how would the court like me to send that to?
No preference. You can just send it to the county clerk, and I'll put it on base, and I'll sign it electronically. Is that right? Yeah, just send it to the Monroe County clerk.
Okay.
For entry.
I will do that.
It may be quicker, actually. If you're going to mail it directly to Judge Brownick, it might probably get entered quicker.
Well, Your Honor, unfortunately, my office is an hour away, so email.
But you can mail it.
be-
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I will
would say
mail it to the clerk.
directly to Judge Brownick, Monroe County Courthouse, same address. It'll probably be signed quicker than going through the clerk's office.
I will do that, Your Honor. Thank
It
you.
appears it's already been approved by Mr. Pagan. So I think if you want to mail it directly to the court, no need for it to be reviewed by the front of the court. It contains all the required language. The court will sign that and send out 2 copies.
Do
All right,
that,
good
Your
luck,
Honor.
Mr. Pagan.
Thank you, sir.